is a community service of the New York Institute of Technology.
Covering the news of Nassau and Suffolk County's Long Island News Tonight with Ken Eckhart, Carol Peck, and the award-winning LI News team.
Good evening. I'm Ken Eckhart, and here's what's happening. Well, the new year is only 3 days old, but Nassau County Police say already 3 drivers have been arrested for driving the wrong way on a major Long Island roadway. The latest early this morning along Sunrise Highway in Belmore. Police say a medical technician driving an ambulance for the police department saw 25-year-old Evan J. of Port Washington a little after 2 this morning, driving east in a westbound lane. Jay then reportedly turned the right direction onto Wantagh Parkway, where he was stopped and arrested when police say they noticed he was intoxicated. Jay reportedly is at least the 15th driver charged with driving the wrong way on a major Long Island street in just the last 2 months. A Long Island man has been arrested and charged with shooting his 20-year-old grandson. Police say the shooting happened Thursday during a dispute between the two at the grandfather's home on Ward's Lane in Bellport. Police say they got a 911 call reporting a dispute and gunshots fired around 3 a.m. on Thursday. When police arrived, they found 70-year-old Joseph Grucci, who told them he had a fight with his grandson, Christopher Giresi, and shot him with a shotgun. Giresi underwent surgery and was listed in stable condition. Grucci has been charged with assault. A Long Island motorist who police say they were trying to pull over for a traffic infraction instead tried to escape and wound up crashing into a police car. It happened early this morning along Route 109 in West Babylon. Police say officers were trying to pull over Robert Wilcox of Copay, but instead he fled and then crashed into a police vehicle. He then allegedly continued to keep driving before finally abandoning his car and running off on foot. Wilcox was arrested a short time later. He's been charged with criminal mischief, unlawfully fleeing a police officer, and reckless driving. 5 men have been arrested in connection with a New Year's Eve party fight that sent at least 4 guests to the hospital. Police say a 19-year-old was throwing the party at his Fort Salonga home when about a half hour before midnight, 3 uninvited men entered the party. There was an argument and the 3 left. But about an hour later, they came back with 2 more men, plus knives and a pole. 3 teenage guests were treated for non-life-threatening stab wounds, and another was treated for a head laceration. While they were at the hospital, the 5 intruders also showed up at the hospital for treatment for 2 of them who had suffered injuries. All 5 then were placed under arrest. Nassau County has announced the final figures for the county's DWI arrests during the long New Year's holiday weekend. The weekend officially stretched from 9 p.m. Friday night until 8 a.m. this morning. And according to County Executive Edward Mangano and County Police Commissioner Lawrence Mulvey, a total of 40 DW arrests were made. And according to officials, over half of those DWI arrests, 27 in all, were made New Year's Eve from 9 at night until 7 New Year's morning. A fire hydrant near your home could save you and your family's lives in the event of a blaze, but it won't do any good if the fire department can't find it under a mound of snow. Stephen Katove reports.
A winter snowfall may appear serene and harmless, but it could actually pose a safety threat to all of us. That's what the Nassau County Fire Marshal's office is saying after last week's heavy snowstorm left many area fire hydrants hidden under a mountain of snow and impossible to get to in an emergency. Division Supervisor Vincent McManus says that's why it's so important for the public to make sure that fire hydrants near their homes are shoveled out as quickly as possible.
If someone has a fire hydrant, either near their property or on their corner, we ask them to adopt the hydrant, make it their own, go out and care for that thing, and shovel it out so first responders and firefighters can locate it in an event of an emergency.
McManus says winter has only just begun and residents need to remember to make shoveling out hydrants part of their winter storm routine. And he says hydrants on industrial blocks and in front of businesses can't be forgotten.
Normally in a winter emergency such as the one we just had, most fire departments, including all the volunteer fire departments, will be on standby. They'll have people dedicated to responding and standing by during the event. Usually when they're doing that, they will go out and try to uncover and access as many of these hydrants as they possibly can. But with hundreds of fire hydrants in each particular community, we certainly need the public's help.
And the problem isn't just the snow falling from the sky. Hydrants also wind up buried when street plows push the snow up and over them. McManus says there were no reported incidents over the past week where snow prevented access to a hydrant, but he says it's important to be ready anyway. Due to the severity of last week's blizzard and with the possible storm rolling in this weekend, the Nassau County Fire Marshal's office is urging Long Islanders to come out and shovel fire hydrants around their property. In Hicksville, Stephen Katove, LI News Tonight.
Well, it was an up day on Wall Street today. The Dow finished up 93 and a quarter points. NASDAQ was up 38 and 2/3 points, and the S&P was up 14 and a quarter points. NYIT's LI News Tonight continues after this.
A Knit and Talk support group for women with breast cancer meets at Adelphi University's School of Social Work in Garden City on the first Monday of each month from 2:30 till 4 p.m. For more information, call 516-877-4314. The American Parkinson's Disease Association has a monthly support group at New York Institute of Technology in Old Westbury on the second Friday of the month at 2 p.m. For more information, call 516-626-6114. The Nassau County Museum of Art presents Family Sunday at the museum in Roslyn Harbor on Sunday afternoons at 1 p.m. For more information, call 516-484-9337. And the North Shore LIJ Health System offers a weekly support group for stroke survivors and caregivers at Plainview Hospital on the fourth Thursday of the month from 2 till 3 p.m. For more information, call 516-719-2411. If you have an event you'd like included on the LI News Tonight community calendar, send it to linewstonight@nyit.edu.
In Melville, J.B. Buno, LI News Tonight.
In Bethpage, Stephen Katove, LI News Tonight.
At Belmont Park, Sophia Allen, LI News Tonight.
These are just a few of the people who have been reporting the news for LI News Tonight over the past year, and you could be one of them. Television news is an exciting and challenging career that could put you in the middle of what's happening and in touch with the people who are making the news. A career in television news journalism can offer you the opportunity to work as a reporter, camera person, or videotape editor, or any number of behind-the-scenes jobs, including producing or manning the assignment desk. And it's a career that can be yours by joining the LI News Tonight news team. Produced at studios on the campus of the New York Institute of Technology, LI News Tonight offers television news internships that can earn you college credits and the possibility of being on the air in just a few weeks. LI News Tonight has been the jumping-off point for many local and national news professionals, and you could be next. Call 516-686-7952 for more information on how to enroll for LI News Tonight, and let us put you on the air. Some stories around the world today. South Korea's president has issued a warning to North Korea, but also hinted at a possible olive branch. The South Korean president addressed the country in a New Year's speech, vowing not to let North Korea covet even an inch of its territory. But he also opened the door to possible peace talks, saying North Korean disarmament could lead to South Korean economic aid. The South says the November shelling of a frontline island, which killed 4 people and has spiked fears of war, was a transformational event. The South Korean president says Seoul has no choice but to overhaul its defense posture, and that any North Korea provocation will be met with stern, strong responses. Authorities in Australia say 3 people have died since Saturday in some of the country's worst flooding in a decade. The floodwaters in northeastern Queensland now cover an area the size of France and Germany combined. Drenching rain that fell for days starting shortly before Christmas have filled rivers to overflowing and inundated at least 22 towns and cities. Prime Minister Julia Gillard says damages may reach hundreds of millions of dollars. State authorities say about 200,000 have been affected by the floods. Police say 10 people have died since the tropical deluges began in late November. And landslides and floods have, after days of heavy rain in the central Philippines, have killed 5 children, including a 1-year-old baby and his 5-year-old sister, who were buried under mud while they slept. Civil defense officials say about 1,000 residents of one town sought shelter in evacuation centers after the landslide hit yesterday. The town was the scene of one of the Philippines' worst disasters 5 years ago, when a mudslide buried an entire village of more than 1,000 people. Well, a blizzard like the one we had last week doesn't just cancel classes and parties, it also ends up canceling blood drives. And that missed opportunity to replenish donations can put the area's blood supply at risk. The New York Blood Center says approximately 2,000 donations were lost because of cancellations caused by snowdrifts and traffic hazards, and the amount of O-negative blood was down to just a 2-day supply. Blood officials say a blizzard doesn't freeze the need for blood. Kyle Raitan reports on a recent blood drive at New York Institute of Technology in Old Westbury.
Faculty and students on the campus of New York Institute of Technology in Old Westbury were recently urged to donate blood to increase the blood supply before the holiday season. According to NYCOM, NYIT's College of Osteopathic Medicine, it holds an annual blood drive every year at this time for Long Island Blood Services.
On behalf of NYCOM, we're really glad to be able to help the community and help people. And I'm sure I speak for everybody in saying that this is a great opportunity to do something good during this holiday season.
According to Long Island Blood Services, it uses buses like this one to bring blood drives to donors. It says schools hold fewer drives during the holidays, making the supply of blood on hand decrease.
As we go closer to the holiday season, there are less drives. Schools make up a large portion of the blood supply. They provide a large portion of the blood supply.
A representative from Long Island Blood Services tells me that once students and faculty fill out the appropriate paperwork, they are then walked to the bus behind me where they will donate their blood. Among the donors was student Thomas Meller.
It was just a good cause that's going on out here today, and I'm a medical student, and I hope to be able to help people out in a different way one day, but this is a really small, simple way that I could come down and hopefully help somebody out that's in need.
Long Island Blood Services says it raised 50 pints of blood. In Old Westbury, Kyle Raitan, LI News Tonight.
We had a mostly sunny day today. The high was in the mid-30s. Tonight, mostly clear skies with a low around 30 degrees. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy with a high around 40. Wednesday, mostly sunny again with a high in the mid-30s. Thursday, partly cloudy with a high in the mid-30s. And then the outlook for Friday, a chance of snow showers with a high in the mid-30s. And that's it for NYIT's LI News Tonight. I'm Ken Eckhart. Thank you for watching. We'll see you again tomorrow. Have a good night.